Well, hello, viewers, family, and friends. Welcome to another edition of Cole and Ken Reviews. I'm Kendrick and my lovely wife, Nicole.
Hi.
Yes, this is season 10, episode number 10. And it gets more and more interesting in couples. Wow.
They dropping like flies. We
They're
already
doing what
knew.
they're supposed to do. Here we go. Well, first up this week, we're going to discuss Taylor and Brandon.
Easy breezy, right? Well, they start off with Dr. Pepper in the office. No sense in coming to the apartment. Brandon doesn't live there. So
Right?
they go to the office. Taylor is there. Brandon comes in. Dr. Pepper's like, hey, who wants to start? Taylor's like, Brandon can start. He's like, no, you start, Taylor. And then they get started. Whatever. It took a minute. It was a weird silence for a minute. Bottom line is, Brandon is done. Taylor doesn't feel like she needs to apologize. She doesn't know if she's sorry or not for what she said on the video, which first she said it wasn't about him. Then later on, she's told us that it was about him because she was angry about what happened in Panama. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't agree with that because she said when he was going through his tantrum or his little rave, she said that they were going to hit a restart. And then she went back and told her friends. Next thing you know, she got a video posted.
Yeah, either you're gonna restart or you're not gonna restart. I mean, either way,
So which one
it
we
doesn't
doing?
matter because I didn't think y'all should have been together in the first place. But if you are gonna restart, and if you feel like you can't, get
Then
past it, let him know and let the experts know, and let's move on. We didn't even have to go through the video.
We feel like she was off into her feelings at this point. She was off into her own feelings, and then she got some feedback from her friends that wasn't a good example as friends to me.
Oh
Friends
yeah,
that are friends don't side with you all the time. Real friends are going to also kind of check you and
yeah. My
tell
friends
you
check me.
where you wrong. Sometimes you can be wrong and say, hey, did you not tell him that you're going to do a restart? So whatever issues is coming back up, won't you go to him and explain to him, these feelings are what I'm having. Once again, I thought I could get past it, but I'm having a difficult time. So let's work out how we can get past that. Instead of going and make a video and saying how you single and you need somebody that's 6'3".
And other things. So yeah.
Yeah, he
So
done at
Brandon
this
say
point.
she's single. I'm done. Take this mic off. We good.
Ain't
I
nothing
really
to work
didn't
out.
think. Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna
Ain't
see
nothing
him
to work out.
again. But we ended up seeing him again later. He was talking to his friend, letting his friend know, hey, it didn't work out. She still don't want to apologize, and I'm done.
Well, when they was meeting with Dr. Pepper, she was talking to Brandon. Brandon went ahead and expressed what he was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
And why he had left and the situation and reasons why. Then she went and then he expressed about the video. Then she says, hey, and she said, well, why would you do something like that? And she's talking about how, well, I went back in time and then all this I had to deal with him. I'm trying. Can't you see I'm here? If I wasn't
She
here,
did that,
she said,
and
if
yeah,
I
she
wasn't
started
here,
crying.
I wouldn't be trying. But she's there in the present. Brandon believes that she's doing it all for the camera,
Yeah.
for the media.
Social media for followers. I don't know.
He don't believe that she's really into being a married. But then she's on the show, teary-eyed, talking about how she wanted to work. So
But why?
which one? She
Yeah, I'm
said
confused.
Then she just have a video say she's single. She trying to meet somebody that's 6'3",
And if
that has
he's
a job and.
And if he's disrespecting you, like you said, he's disrespecting you all the time, more than what we've seen, more than what happened in Panama, and you will not tolerate disrespect, why would you even want to be with him in the first place? Let it go.
Dr. Pepper asked her, do you feel sorry or that you even made the videotape? And she said she couldn't explain. She said she couldn't.
She didn't say she was sorry at the moment. She
She
needed
said
more.
she couldn't
Something.
say
I
it.
don't know. I stopped paying attention.
But anyway, yeah, it
was
just
a lot.
wasn't a good look. But Brendan, he took his microphone off. He said, I'm out.
Which is good. He needs to be off anyway, because my thing is he had a hard time dealing with the production and the cameras anyway. So I'm still trying to figure out why he decided to be on a reality show and he's so private. But that's a whole nother subject.
Man, she got her reasons too.
Yeah, Taylor did meet with two of her friends. The guy that was at the housewarming that time. And for some reason, he mentioned that he was gonna be having some type of barbecue or something, and that she should stop by because he gonna have some single friends there. And I was like, if you have single friends that you could have introduced her to, why you couldn't introduce her to the single friends before she got on this show? I'm confused about that. I thought that was some bull, but whatever. They still didn't check her like they needed to. He said he thought the video was funny.
He thought it was funny. He agreed
But
with her.
I don't think
Like
I don't think he
something
thought
about he was crazy or something for not
yeah,
trying.
but I don't think he thought the video would have been funny had a woman made it about him. That's my whole point. You got to flip
that they really don't care nothing about
they
you.
just want to be on TV with his tight
they
shirt on.
They're agreeing with you what you say. Now, there's a young lady next to him. She's doing the same thing.
Yeah,
She's
just
not
co-signing.
they're not saying, hey, some things that you did not do right and some other things that he did not do right, but let's come and try to fix that.
Do you want to be married? It boils down to, do you want this to work?
Yeah,
do you want to work on it?
So that's just,
Right. It boils down to, do you want it to work? Do you want to be married or not? Because it could be over. That's fine. It's no problem with that. If somebody, you shouldn't be somewhere that you're being disrespected at all. I 100% agree with that. But also don't act like you want to stay in it and you don't really want to be in it. If you're not putting everything into it, don't stay in it. That's a waste. Yeah. Especially with this type of experiment.
I think she's doing a lot of acting for the cameras right now with the little fake crying.
Yeah.
She fake crying right now at the end with Dr. Pepper in the room. And talking about, but I really was trying.
Yeah, I don't really think so.
Yeah.
Not after she came back. I think she was over it.
Yeah,
and that's okay, but own up to you being over it like he did. He's like, he over it.
Walked out.
He said, I'm done. Yeah.
That ain't who I need.
Okay, so next we have Katie and Derek. They start off burning breakfast because neither one of them can cook.
No, wait a minute.
What?
Derek started out burning breakfast. Derek didn't know how to put some grease in the pot before he put the eggs in. He just put the eggs in.
Right.
On the pot with a hot stove. So,
right. So.
Hey.
Anyway, it wasn't.
She tried to step in and help out, but yeah.
It wasn't too much that went on with them. They end up inviting all the couples to a cooking class, of course, minus the Taylor and Brandon. And so they kind of met with them. After the cooking class, only thing happened with Katie and Derek is that they played this little sensual game. Dr. Pepper had everybody playing like a little game.
Yeah.
And they played this little game where they, to kind of figured out what they needed from each other.
Right.
Yeah. And
now, wasn't the what you call it when they stacked the
Jenga?
Yeah, it was the Jenga.
Yeah.
It was the Jenga where you pull out the little square and then you read. They had something on there where you read it's what consensual.
Yeah,
they're supposed to do to each other.
So they pretty much ended on a good note because she said she needed somebody she needed him to just be aggressive with her and just, and he did at the end. He picked up and they went to the room by production. And so they had a good night.
They did.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I guess since we kind of hit on the cooking class, we can just go ahead and say everybody kind of went around the table to see how all the marriages were going and things like that.
Right.
Just to kind of see where each other were going. Of course, everybody's still looking at Zach crazy because he hadn't moved in. Mika and Michael, they didn't really get on them. It was more about what's up with this video with Taylor and Brandon type thing. Everybody found out Derek and Katie were still, pretty good. Mm-hmm. And of course, Jessica and Austin are good. And they told them don't feel sorry and don't apologize for them being good when everybody else got their stuff going on. So that was pretty much the cooking class.
Right.
And that was pretty much Derek and Katie. Now we go to
Mindy and Zach.
Mindy and Zach also had a meeting with Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
Dr. Pepper, she gave them a visit, and she's still trying to figure out why Zach hasn't moved in, why he's not putting forth 100% like he said he would.
Yeah, let me mention this. Now, the experts actually showed where Dr. Pepper was interviewing Zach.
2 weeks before the wedding.
Right, because she was trying to figure out if he was going to be a good candidate or not. Mm. And he mentioned, she asked him the question because she had these feelings of what if you're not attracted to the mate that is presented to you at the wedding? How would you go about making sure everything was good. And he was like, well, you put forth the effort and you try your best because after all, the extras matched you for a reason. That's what he explained to Dr. Pepper. And this is the interview before they selected him. Okay, so now she's livid because she's telling him the same interview that I talked to you about. Well, how about you? We don't feel like you've been putting forth the effort because you don't even live with him.
How about
It
that,
came
Zach?
back up.
How about that,
Wait a
Zach?
minute. The video before they selected you came back to life. And we
But,
see it. We see
but
him talking to her saying, yes, you give that effort. You give that
Zach put in a
100%.
curveball,
You
though.
put that. Mm-hmm.
Zach threw a curveball. He say, so you're saying you guarantee 100% I move in that I'll be attracted. She was like, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm
You
saying.
gotta get to know the person.
But you have to move in to give 100% to say that you actually gave 100%.
Yep.
So they went back and forth. And what Zach said was that what he said he would strongly think about it. He said something where he would strongly give it thought about moving in. But that's probably a no. But she did give them an exercise. They went to a sensual yoga class or breathing. It's for some type of breathing. I ain't gonna say yoga. We got yoga coming up in a minute. That's what yoga's on my mind. They went to a sensual breathing class where they got a chance to kind of and both of them said that was the closest they've ever been to each other, where Mindy actually sat on his lap and they kind of moved around
Minnie
and
was
sync.
excited. Minnie was excited.
Yeah, Zach was kind of looking like, okay, yeah, all right, when is this
Yeah.
gonna be over?
And keep in mind, Minnie's a nice young lady, so I don't
She
understand
is.
why, and I know Dr. Pepper got her feelings when she was talking about Brandon, where he was like, she told him, she said, now, why are you trying to leave right now? He said, it's another couple could have been in your spot. She was really into
She did
her
say that.
feelings. She was hot because she don't want them to break up because she felt like that they wouldn't have done their job as far as matching these couples up. So she was upset. She said, nah, why would you do that? Because she said another couple could have been there.
Another couple should have been there, but that's beside the point. That's not who you picked.
And so in this same instance, that's what she's probably thinking about Zach. She said, why you told me in the interview you was going to get your 100% as far as making this work. And she said, you're not.
She said Zach is the first one. She's never seen anybody on Married at First Sight like Zach before.
Like this.
10 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Never.
anyway,
Mm-hmm.
they ended. Oh, and to go back, last week they had the facials. Mindy thought Zach was gonna spend the night. She said he was like Cinderella. Midnight, he was up out of there with his dog. So
He was gone by midnight. There by day, gone by midnight.
yes,
Yeah, but anybody else would have liked Mindy.
she got the wrong one.
Zach kind of he offered to himself. Really though.
Yeah, she got the wrong one.
Yeah, really though.
Now, let's go. Mika and Michael.
Oh boy.
Yes. Where did they start off?
This back and forth right here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Man.
They started off, remember, okay, last week they ended with the pedicures on a good note, remember?
Uh-huh.
So then we start off, this time, they're not talking. They're avoiding each other in the kitchen. She sit down.
He sit down.
Yeah, he sit down. Then she comes sit down and she's eating some ice cream or something. Anyway, so evidently the night that they came back from the pedicures, they had a discussion. He told her that she wasn't giving him what he needed. She asked what that was. He said to be more vulnerable. She said, I'm being as vulnerable as I can. And so it went from there. They have a disagreement.
Yeah, he's at the table. He looking down at his phone. Having a hard time trying to communicate with her. He won't look at her in the eyes. She's trying to say, hey, we're trying to speak. I'm trying to ask you some questions. He feel like it's the wrong time.
They get, now I have to say, Mika can be aggressive in her tone and in some of the things she does. I feel she's gonna have to change that as far as being married when she's married to the right person. But But okay, so they have this discussion, and she talks with her hand, and I talk with my hands as well. So I understand what she's saying when she's saying she's talking to her hands. But you have to understand as well, when you're talking to people, different people perceive things differently, and sometimes it can be more forceful when you are using your hand and you putting them up, and so you got to be very careful. So Michael walks out.
He's not taking this very well.
No.
So he storms out, but
He does.
Think about it, he storms out. He doesn't say anything to her.
Right.
Like saying, "Hey, let me tell you what. Let me take a breather.
Right.
I'm not enjoying this conversation. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, or 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or an hour, or whatever."
Right.
So she don't know when he was coming back, so she's kind of just sitting there at the table. He walks back in.
Right. He walks back in, and he does express himself this time.
Yeah, he's talking more now.
Yes, and she's listening. So, I guess at some point they made another date.
They did.
For yoga. Michael made the date for yoga. Because remember, he's a yoga teacher.
Yeah, he tells her that I had to get me up. I didn't like how the discussion was going. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, I really needed to take a break. He said when he came back, he felt better. Mm-hmm. And now he can discuss on what was going on with him. Right.
They're going to communicate better, right? All right, because he doesn't feel comfortable. So fast forward, we see Mika meeting Michael. She said, we're going to have lunch because it's some things that happen that we need to talk about. So come to find out, they went to yoga. Mm-hmm. I guess Mika got there first.
Yeah.
And the only Michael they knew were the Michael that cleans the rooms.
Yeah.
So.
Somewhere along the line, we find out later on, that Michael told Mika that he was a yoga instructor.
He told everybody. Remember, he was saying that. He been saying that.
He's a yoga instructor.
Okay, well, we're gonna get there. Yeah. Michael walks in. Okay, they're at a food place. He walks in, and I mean, if he flips this conversation, I mean, he flips it. She's trying to figure out, why I wasted my time. Why did you tell me you did? And he just sitting there.
Went there to meet, and
he's eating, and then he goes into how she doesn't have the type of personality that people can explain things to, and that she went and told Taylor their business. I mean, he still didn't explain why he's not a yoga teacher at the yoga place. We didn't get that. We didn't get that at this meeting.
Not at this one. We got it later. We got it later.
She was saying she's over him lying. He said, I'm over you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So guess who has to come? Dr. Pepper. Later on. Yeah. So Dr. Pepper shows up at the apartment.
Here we go.
Dr. Pepper is trying to figure out, what's going on. Mika say he just lies for no reason. He lies from the mileage of his car to other things. And we're like, the mileage of his car.
To his job.
And I was like, y'all remember back a few episodes, they were walking down the street and he was like, he had some type of old car and he had these miles on it, but it wasn't a lot of miles. And she was just like, no, that's not true. He was like, yeah, for real. So clearly that was the miles on his car that he lied about to his job, because we still don't know what he does. Oh, but that's coming up later, but we don't know if we can trust that or not. So anyway, let's get to when Dr. Pepper is there. So Dr. Pepper is trying to decipher what's going on, Michael. What are you, why are you giving these storytellings? Why are you telling stories? Are you really a yoga teacher? We got film. They go back to when Michael was talking to Pastor Cal. He said he teaches yoga 2 to 3 times a week. But when he had talked to Dr. Pepper before, when she came and looked at his apartment before they got married, he said that he taught yoga once a month. Yeah. So now it comes out, per Michael, that, there's turnover. There's a lot of turnover with management. So the person that Mika spoke to is new management, so they don't really know because he's a sub.
Yeah,
he subs. He teaches. When a classroom is available.
So when somebody's not available, then he teaches the class. Other than that, he's cleaning rooms. He cleans rooms.
So we're still trying to find out why exactly he is lying. And it came really down to, he kept mentioning something about being adopted and being some insecurities. So I guess he hypes himself up.
He pumps it up.
to make himself look good because he don't want to be rejected, but
bigger than what he is.
you're lying. So at the end of the day,
But these are little lies, what they call you call them subtle lies,
yeah, a little.
where you making yourself just little tidbit lies that really don't mean a whole lot. Instead of just saying, until someone is not there. In the meantime, I'll clean rooms.
Right. I mean, why couldn't you just say that? You
just go all.
We're gonna go to
you're a yoga teacher, but you're not.
Right. We're gonna go to the yoga where I teach yoga here and there. You know.
He said he was. And he said he accepted the principal job.
Well, remember he didn't accept that job. Well, he
Well,
said
no,
he
he
did.
said that he
Yeah, he said he
accepted.
did.
He told Cal.
Yeah, he said he did.
He said he was getting a principal job and he was going to be making so much amount of money per month.
Yeah.
Is what he said.
But he didn't take that job.
Then later we find out that for whatever reason he skipped that one.
Yeah.
And got another job. He told his wife that based on some technicalities of he said he got to the contract and found there was a lot of hitting and misses where they was gonna change it up once he got
hours
in.
And
they was lying about this situation, this
pay.
situation. But she said, why you didn't ever tell me that you was actually looking for something else? Because he applied for another job and apparently was gonna take it. But she didn't know anything about it.
But remember,
She just was like, this is lying.
Remember before Michael got married, and I can't remember if it was when he was telling his family or if it was on his wedding day. His sister said, make sure you are your authentic self. And I didn't really know how to take that back then. I was just like, why is she telling him that? Now I know, because he's a liar. He's a storyteller. He embellishes his life. Okay. So
just to make it look better on paper.
So Dr. Pepper did give them a game because Mika said she really wanted to work on her marriage. Michael said he didn't mean it when, he said he was done with the marriage. So she gave them this trust game, this blind trust, where you put on blindfold and you ask the other person a question. And so Mika did ask, what is your job title? He said he's a before and after school care coordinator.
What is the title on the television?
Educational program director or something. I don't know. Anyway, so one of his questions to Mika was, if your family changed their opinion of me, would you still want to be with me or something like that? And she said, she has decisions based on her, not about what her family decides, and she's gonna always do what's best for her.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the end of them. We're gonna end it easy.
The easy breezy couple, quirky, funny, lots of fun though. And actually, they doing it. They doing it better.
Pretty good.
They doing it better than most.
Yeah,
they seem to be more mature to me.
They doing
than
it.
Most of the couples, because they don't take little things and make a mess out of it. They just know how to. They working it as a friendship, but at the same time as a husband and wife.
Yeah,
they building it like that. They building it a friendship.
Yeah.
But they still husband and wife, and they still,
Yeah, she's bossy, but he's very patient, and so with her personality and his, they don't clash. They more mesh because he's more easygoing.
They mesh more together.
Yeah,
easygoing. She's nice, smiley all the time, quirky.
So this episode, they baked cookies.
It works. Now she told them to put some ingredients in the thing, and they actually did it together. Yeah,
they baked cookies together and
came out and tasted it, and
then they played this type of spin the wheel type game, sexual, and
the wheel with the.
It got them hot, and they went to the bedroom.
Good night. They were like, and this is it.
That was
going
it.
To the bedroom.
And that was pretty much it. That was the whole episode.
That's the fun couple there.
Yeah, it's good to end on them.
That's the fun couple. Yeah, Jessica and Austin.
Yeah, it's good to end on them.
Yeah, they right now they doing their thing. So more power to them. Mm-hmm. For unorthodox marriage. That's really good.
Yeah, they are.
They're doing very well. These other couples, besides maybe one other one, maybe Derek and Katie.
And
the rest of them not looking too good. We're gonna find out. But until then, hey, stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Colon Can Reviews.
Yes.
Try to catch us on next week, which will be episode 11.
Yeah.
So stay tuned with us. We appreciate you tuning in, and we continue to bring our best point of views.
Yes.
Yeah, our opinions. Well, until next time.